Okay, welcome guys. I'm back from my week away. So we're back with another episode of ChatTactic. So welcome. I see there in the chat there we've got XX is saying, anyone know if Daz is still planning on going back and unproving? Yes, I am, but I just haven't got to it. Sorry, I will get to it. I just don't know exactly when. It's just I've got to go through every single video. Saying I would like to watch his old Dominions 5 stuff and Dom 6 coming out soon. Yes, I do mean to go back. I'm getting a lot of these different requests actually. Hi Reed and Michael, how you guys going? Hope everyone is doing well. Anyway, I thought I'd just sort of start off. We do actually have a giveaway today. We've got actually a key for King Arthur Knight's Tale. Now, I've been told by a lot of people this is an incredibly good game. Now, I have loaded it in, I've started it up, and it looks incredibly good. There's like even just the tutorial is actually it looks very, very cool the way it sort of is structured. You sort of put together a bit of a party. You've got different, you've got choice and agency, I guess, as you sort of go through the game. Different directions you can sort of head, positive and negative as well. Like you sort of go. In fact, I might even open it up and have a bit of a look at it and sort of show you what it does actually have. Which, as I say, I'm quite impressed with just with the small amount of time. I started playing maybe an hour ago, and found that I had to stop because I knew I wouldn't get here in time if I didn't if I didn't actually stop. I've got a few games actually like that where because I've been away for the week, there's been a few things that have come out or coming out, and I've been wanting to sort of just get into them and actually have a bit of a play. Okay, so we've got hi Rogue and Dave and Bob. And X says, take your time, I love your stuff. Thanks for that one. I will actually get to it. I just don't know when. I've got a bit of admin work I've got to do as well, both for my actual job and also for here on YouTube and Twitch. But I've got to fill in tax forms and stuff like that. Hi Jamison, how are you going? Anyway, so Knight's Tale, this will be the giveaway for today. So we'll actually start off by talking a little bit about it. In fact, I might just open her up. Let's just go through the Steam page first and just go through it. So, a unique hybrid between turn-based tactical games and traditional character-centric RPGs. Now, normally I don't play RPGs, but this one, as I said, does have twists and turns with how you can then play the game, and we'll see this when we actually open it up. Knight's Tale is a modern retelling of a classic Arthurian mythology, a story filled through the dark fantasy tropes, a twist of the traditional tales of chivalry. Just in the small amount I have played it, I've been quite impressed. I do like the Arthurian legends. Like I've read even Mort d'Art, from Mallory, I think it was the author back from hundreds of years ago. I don't know if I've got the book still here. I've got that. I've sort of read it like when I was younger, and and then I've sort of read every King Arthur book there is basically. So I do like the lore. I like the sort of what does go on with it as well. But anyway, it's sort of taken from Mordred's perspective, which is again fairly interesting. So it's got like 79% reviews recently, and all reviews are sort of up around the 83%. So we're looking at fairly high reviews. As I say, different people have actually highly recommended this game to me since it came out, like basically a year and a half ago. And the reason that we actually have the giveaway is that there's free new content, which is just coming into the game as well. So let's have a bit of a look through this one. You can see there we've got different types of packs and things, different sorts of content in there as well. It's at the moment, it's very, very cheap at 60% off. So there is actually a special on this one, which is actually great. That ends in a week's time. Okay, so we've got it actually less than a week. So you will be wanting to grab it this week if you do want to get it. So I'll just go through how it does work. You've got single player, you've got online player versus player. I thought there was like a co-op as well, but I haven't actually tried to play that one, to be honest. I think when I saw multiplayer, I assumed it was like a co-op run through, but I may be wrong. Okay, then we've got this is the new season, so this is the major update. So we'll just open this one up and have a bit of a read through this one through here. So new season, Rising Eclipse, patch 2.0. The patch 2.0 does change even the original base game as well. Hi AS Russell and Sithil. saying, tax forms, I'm a cashier, so I know how that is. So, still a Swede, so super easy in most cases. Yeah, I've got like all of my tax stuff for Twitch and all the stuff that I do basically is all due this month. So I've got to sort of fill it all in, just get it all done. I don't know how onerous that would be. I've got like the different sort of tax forms in here as well. I'm supposed to sort of fill in those as well. So anyway, I've got a bit ahead of me. I was supposed to do it before I left last week. Okay, so Bibo saying Excalibur was one of my favourite films from the 80s. Yeah, that was okay. Like it was. Excalibur wasn't really the. It dumbed down a lot of the actual story. Some of the actual stories are. The Arthurian stories are really, really dark and it's and quite cool. But anyway, I do like that lore. I do like that lore a lot. Chris is saying Gladius had an update on the DLC last week. I'm sure you know about it already. I've released a video today, so there's already a video in my like basically on YouTube about how to play with the new DLC, because it's not an easy DLC. We'll get to that because that's actually a fairly major thing we will talk about. Anyway, let's just continue on with this one through here. So patch 2.0 notes, they came out on December the 2nd when I was away. Actually, December the 2nd is 3 days ago for me. So actually for me it was December the 3rd. So only 2 days. Okay, so it's not too far. So Noble question mark nights. So the wait is over. The massive new update is here. Patch 2.0 and the Rising Eclipse season are finally available to play. New missions, new mechanics, multiple balancing adjustments for encounters, loot, heroes and bosses await. Due to the massive amount of changes and updates, our patch notes overextend the capacity of Steam posts. Because of this, we are only showing you a general overview of our patch notes here, and you'll find links to the entirety of them at the bottom of this post. So there's an awful lot. If you do play the game, it's again worth having a bit of a look. Still saying, yep, saw that video, plan to go through it. Yeah, I've played, I've been live streaming the game for the last, this is again, sorry, Gladius. I've been live streaming Gladius for the last couple of days, and so I have been just getting used to how the DLC does work. We'll get into that in detail in just a minute. Anyway, let's continue on with this one. I should actually just stick with what I'm doing and then come back and look at the chats after that. So skills and traits are increased that increased vitality and or hit points from accessories armor now increased maximum vitality hit points. That's sort of like just part of the way that the base game works. Minor modifications have been made to the morality chart. This is interesting. This morality chart is something that I've only opened up and had a quick look at, but I like where it's heading. I'll open that up to show that one. Costs have been adjusted mainly to make it impossible to access Act 2 morality heroes before even starting Act 2. The use of tomes that grant a bonus for one mission, restricted. Okay, allies and objects no longer trigger effects. Fixed above. So there's an awful lot in here. The round table building upgrades have been repositioned. There's so much you can do. I won't read through all of this, of course. It's way too much. So enemy traps can no longer be detected during the deployment phase. So just lots of little things that have been added in. Added tutorial videos for controller users and generally improved UX with controller. I'm actually just using a mouse. I found the mouse to be fine, actually. Fixed the missing controller vibration when casting a skill. Yeah, so I guess for some people who are used to controllers, that's fine. But for me, I'm just a PC mouse and mouse and keyboard type person. And as I say, I had no problem with that at all. So let's actually open the game up and see what it looks like. So that's the development diary in through there. Again, just from what people have told me about the game, it's a game I've wanted to play for ever since it came out. So for me, this is a great opportunity to sort of then go and grab it. So we've got the, let's just go and minimize that for a second. And actually, that was the other interesting thing. What have we got there? Rogue Trader, I just noticed there. Not sure why that's there. Is that the same development company potentially? Anyway, this I'll open up the game so you can sort of see how it does actually sort of then work. So I've got it over through here. Oh, it's actually already patching itself. Hopefully that won't take too long. There we go. Not long at all. Not long at all. So you're playing as Mordred, you're not playing as King Arthur. And I don't understand why your mission is to destroy King Arthur in this one, but you're not the antagonist, you're the protagonist. So you've got like these the Rising Eclipse is now I think the new content that's come into the actual game itself. You can still switch back to the other season, the Chain God. So this, I think, was the initial story that you could then sort of go and play through. If I just go back, if I just load in what I've got, I'll just sort of show you the bits and pieces with it. So this is one where the tutorial mission is Camelot. And so you sort of, this is sort of like a pseudo Camelot from what the story is sort of telling us. This is like Avalon. So we're looking at the island of Avalon, where King Arthur is, legendary, whatever it is, has been buried, according to legend. Dimmerson saying controller options are for custom control schemes. Most often they're not for people unable to use keyboard and mouse or controller. Yeah, okay. So if you play on some platforms like Steam Deck, you want those control support, even if the Steam Deck has a touch screen and even a touchpad like thing. Okay. And Hugh David is saying King Arthur Knight's Tale is a great game, and with all the new content, it will be exciting to check it out. It really does play incredibly well. During the tutorial, you've got Sir Mordred and you end up with Sir Kay. Even just the overall look of the game looks beautiful. Like, it really does look good, no matter which portion you're playing. Like, this is the overmap. This is actually where we have to go to with the game. Now, I thought it was more open world than what I'm sort of seeing. So I've played it for half an hour, so I really haven't played too much of it. But from what I've seen, I'm impressed. Except that it's not an open world. I think you actually just have to go through mission by mission. But where you actually do have your choice is in how you then set up your characters. And so you've got different sorts of things. Now, I've already sort of gotten a little bit extra from these particular characters, but you do actually end up having different skills you can then bring in. You've got choice with how they level up. The actual characters you get as well come down to the choices that you make with your morality chart. And I don't know how this one works, to be honest, but I really love the idea of this. And so during your journey, so Mordred has to make tough choices that will affect the outcome of the story and your ally hero's loyalty. So I've been chosen by the Lady of the Lake as the protector of Camelot. I will not take this throne, and I'll make my round table and take on this quest. And so this is Lady of the Lake was the sort of like a fairy queen who ended up giving Excalibur to King Arthur. So that's sort of like she's in the story. She's sort of important with guiding King Arthur into different things, and now she's guiding Mordred. I'm not sure why that's part of the story now. But what's interesting about this one is you sort of start off in the middle here, and you then actually go in different directions based on your choices. So when you make choices, you will be pushed into certain directions, and I think we're slightly heading up towards rightful is where we're sort of going, which I think then must unlock certain different types of events and things like this. So you've got like rightful back in through here, you've got more Christian back over this side, you've got Tyrant down the bottom through here, and then you've got the Old Faith back over through this other side. And so whatever your decision sort of take you will then actually start to open up different heroes. Like, so you've got Sir Leodegrance if you're heading into rightful. You've got Sir Lancelot as well, because Lancelot wasn't a Christian knight. He was, but he was, he was very moralistic. So this is sort of more a moralistic sort of approach. You've then got 50-50, so if you head towards the Christian side, you've then got Sir Lucan. If you go down this way, you've got Sir Geraint heading towards the Old Faith. As we go back towards the Old Faith, you've got Sir Bedivere, who is sort of like one of the, I think he was an older knight back in around the Round Table, and you've got Morgan Le Fay, so Lady Morgan Le Fay. So she would be like a magic user, I would guess, coming into here. Now, I sort of half expected, and as I say, I haven't played the game, but I was half expecting to see Merlin in here along this sort of trait, but he's actually not there. Sir Dragonet heading down towards the Tyrants. The Tyrants, you've got the Black Knight, you've got the Red Knight as well, and then down through here, halfway here, you've got Sir Damas. So you get different missions that sort of unlock as you head along this particular route. So it's not as if you're just going through a linear quest line. You are sort of opening up the different directions as you go, I guess. And then out through here, we've got the White Knight in through this other side, and then Sir Galahad, the Perfect Knight, back out through this other way as well. Don't know where Percival and all those sort of guys are as well, but Percival would be in here somewhere. Actually, you could actually ditch Sir Lucan and put Sir Percival in there if you wanted to, or even over here, I guess. Anyway, it's but I found this even just this aspect looks very, very interesting. And of course, you then got the if we close that one down. What else we got? The journal here, which sort of then just keeps a track of where you actually are. So you got the story, you got the heroes as you sort of come across them. A bit of a backstory as well. So if you wanted to sort of know a little bit about how the game actually, or what the lore of King Arthur actually was, it is true that Mordred always had a reputation of a black knight, a ruthless, grim warrior who never suffered fools easily. Actually, that's not how I've read about him. He was sneaky and but sort of not very strong physically, as the actuals from the stories. I'm just trying to think if the originals actually had him that way as well. Yeah, he wasn't exceptionally good at fighting, from what I can sort of understand. Then Sir Kay, which is King Arthur's sort of stepbrother or foster brother. So he's actually so he sort of grows up with King Arthur. Anyway, yeah. So I think these of course these stories are going to be written from the perspective of the actual characters from the game, not from the actual characters from the stories. And so it challenges then basically. So you've got like a lot of different sorts of things that you then need to try to do to pick up your different challenges. Tutorials. These are basically, I think these just go through how to actually sort of do things. Again, fairly interesting the way it sort of does show this one. Just going through the options. It's nice and simple. And when you come into when you're doing through the tutorial, it does have these playing in the corner, but you can come back and look at those. The game mechanics back through here, again, sort of just showing how things sort of work, like backstabbing. Must stand on a tile that is within the rear 120 degrees of the target. I'll start one of the quests and just so you can see what that looks like. And then status effects back in through here as well. Bleeding, things like this, where you sort of take extra sorts of damage as things sort of develop. Still saying, yay, Morgan Le Fay. Now, she was, what was she? Was she Arthur's sister, like his half-sister or something? Anyway, goblins see me teleport and say I'm too poor to afford a steed, says Merlin. Yeah, so I'm assuming Merlin must come into it at some point. Although by this stage of the actual story, he'd be locked away in his crystal cave by Nimue. But Nimue could also even have been in there. Anyway, that's the bits and pieces. Then we've got the actual menu in through there as well. We'll actually just double check with the options. Just go to sound. Yeah, actually I have done this. I did actually have the master volume down low, but I've kept it up there. I've just turned the music down, but everything else is at maximum. So we should be able to, if there is a dialogue, we'll be able to hear that a little bit as well. Let's just resume, and we'll just go amongst the ruins.
Is plundered by a marauder knight. Kingstone. What a regal name for a mud hole. Anyway, the village belongs to the throne, and I must teach these brigands a harsh lesson about boundaries. Also, I will need plenty of masons, woodcutters, and laborers to restore Camelot to its former glory.
So the idea here is we have to free the village from a marauding knight and put the remaining serfs to work in Camelot. So we're trying to build up Camelot. We've got we've got a recruitable hero at the end of this. Okay, we don't know who that will be. I won't play the whole thing, but I'll just sort of show you, see how beautiful the game actually does look. It really does look very, really quite nice. And the combat is fairly simple. I'm only playing on normal mode. I probably should have made it hard, but anyway.
I think we are too late. I don't see any survivors.
Now, Sir Kay is not really wanting to be with Mordred. They were enemies, traditional enemies, but he is coming along. He's agreed to help Mordred. That's sort of like the backstory. So to move around, like you can sort of see the mini map in through there. We can sort of zoom in, get down low to the actual combat. Middle mouse button just to sort of rotate things around. It does look good. I mean, it's. But the thing I do like about it though is that it's turn-based. I don't know if we can go down there.
What is this thing?
So we'll find. There we go. We've got someone. It's easy to see the where the loot actually is.
Dying for?
Don't know if we can get in there. Looks like we can't. No, there's nothing else down that way.
Well, if it isn't good Sir Balin.
Come on then, fellows. Let's play.
But the all the movement looks very, very smooth and good.
Yes,
I've got to say.
the righteous fool, trying to save the village on his own.
So this, I don't know if, like, I'm assuming that he's now on our side, I guess. So we have to free the village and help Sir Balin is basically what we have to do at this one. I'll just play this one out. So when we actually move in, there's things, for example, like if I move to there, I can move anywhere through here. I've got like two actions, a little bit like XCOM, if we wanted to sort of look at it that way. I can. If I'm trying to move into the back of here, you'll notice that there's like cross swords there because we're moving through their zone of control, which gives them a free hit against us, and so we don't want to go that way. The way it works as well is we've got armor above us. We've got our sort of like it's interesting actually. That's Sir Balin. If you just go back to Sir Mordred, if I press Control, I can then sort of keep it open. So you've got like weapon damage, which for Mordred we're still in the early days, so we're not all that strong. Vitality is your actual health points. The hit points are sort of these are points that you can like almost like a tiredness type thing, I guess, where they diminish, and once they go, you then are taking points from your vitality, where you can actually then take fairly major hits. You've got your armor in through there, so armor is subtracted from any hits damage, and only the difference is suffered, and so it then loses 1 point of armor typically as you sort of go through. You've got action points per turn, so you can see down the action points down through this other side. Just go back in through there again, and you do actually have a 30% chance of blocking different attacks. Now, if we can attack from the rear areas of this particular character, so I can't get into the rear there. Like even though I've got like a movement, I mean I can to attack that one from the rear, but the problem is going to be that he's going to get a free hit as we walk past him. So I can sort of move this one into that, say, this position over here, because we're not going through where he's actually got the ability to hurt us. So I can move into here, and this is all within that green. So I'll just do a right click, just move across, and then I've only got sort of like 3 action points left, which is enough for me then to go and actually then hit the raider. But in this case I'm hitting from behind, so I'm actually doing a backstab. There we go, and he's got 1 point left over, unfortunately. Now we've now got Sir Kay, so I might as well use Sir Kay in this instance, up into here, just to finish him off. So Kay is much stronger. He does a lot more damage. And we'll just now click just to make sure that our facings are correct. And can we use Sir Balin? No, we can't. So all we can do is just end the turn here. So you see that one armor went. So Balin's now finished that one off. Now Mordred is now going to be able to have 2 different shots at this character here, this raider. So we're hitting from the front. Actually, we got through there with a nice, strong attack.
The rumors are true then. You have returned.
Okay,
I'm only following my knightly oath by protecting the innocent. The nearby village is plagued by these brigands, and I must stop them. So you are truly taking King Arthur's place in Camelot, recruiting knights. You should find my brother. He would be a great fit to your dark court.
Okay, so then you've got different things like so this is where he's looking for Sir Balin in through this other side. Fought and killed your late father in Camelot. No hard feelings, I hope. So there's different sorts of things where you, so what do you know about King Arthur? I must find him, or yeah,
You
we'll
are
just
not
go
the
that way.
only one looking for him.
So there's a lot of dialogue.
Something
The
terrible
dialogue is actually
happens to
good.
Avalon.
I'm surprised at how
And
small the
people need
game is with
guidance.
the actual amount of talking.
The ship that brought him to Avalon reached shore beyond the Bridge of Sorrows. I would start looking for him there, in the Whispering Cove. That's what my father told me and my brother, anyway. Our goals are the same. I'll accompany that selfish,
he's joined our
wild
group.
zealot is busy defending our heirloom at the Bridge of Sorrow. It should have been mine, but he ignored our father's will. Curse upon Balin. Anyway, my late father believed in Arthur's creed that a knight is defined by the deeds, not by the land. Finally, you committed a murder that you should not regret. He became a disgrace.
So he's okay. So he's on side. So we've helped Sir Balin, and now we just have to. So he's now the third member of the actual party. We can. This is sort of like the Dragon Heroes portraits to switch positions, for example. They do actually have different abilities. This one is what's the difference there? I think they're. Can't figure out where they are from this particular screen. Anyway, let's just move on up. I won't worry too much about what we're doing in through here. I think once we start to get magic users, that will become more important.
Animals. Half of the village is killed and maimed, the other half hiding in the woods.
Okay, a bit more
We
gold.
must stop this.
Oh, now this is this goes into another type of fight. Once you see these, it means that you're then going to be sort of setting up a different type of battle. So anyway, I will actually leave it here because we don't want to spend too much sort of time looking at it. But it really does look very, very nice the way they sort of set it up. It's the mechanics are fairly simple. The way that it sort of does work. It's turn-based, which I really, really like. The role play aspect is something I'm not always that keen about, to be honest. But I like that there is actually different directions you can then sort of head with the actual game as well. So Guy Bellaby's saying this game looks anything but procedurally generated. Is ChatTactic changing taste? I normally do only play procedurally generated games, or try to play procedurally generated games. So I don't like doing walkthroughs. But so many people have recommended this game. Have said it's just such an exceptional game, and so I did when the opportunity came to actually get the giveaway key as well for today's giveaway, but also then to actually play it. So it's a game, from what people have said, I've always haven't really chased it because of the lack of procedural generation, but people have told me it actually does have. There's different outcomes. There's different ways of actually playing it. So even though it's not an open world as such, it may turn into open world. I'm really just not sure how it sort of does structure. But anyway, from what I've seen so far, I quite like it. Again, it's probably not something I would record, but certainly something I would play. I'll probably just do a one-off video once I get a little bit further into the actual game as well, just to sort of show what it's got. I don't like doing walkthroughs, so do the role playing. Yes. Sithel's saying I never played on hard. I do want to make the game easier by having my characters be hard. They should be soft like real people are. But no, it is good. It's cool the way it works. I like also that they all do look so different as well. So you can easily tell who's who. Anyway, let's just leave it there. We'll just go and I will save that one. Just so I've got it there. Dazzo1, save, and we'll exit. But yeah, it's certainly good, and as I say, you've got sort of got now like two different actual stories that you can then sort of go and play through. This is the multiplayer aspect, which is why I assumed it was co-op, but maybe it's not. It must be doing something else. Skirmish is a mode where you just go through basically just different missions, trying to sort of clear out combat. So again, you've sort of got that as well. Again, you've got your difficulties back and through there as well. You can sort of establish before you get started. We will go through. What else is there? Yeah, that's pretty much it. The new games, again, of course, depending on what you've selected over through here, we'll then sort of start those ones up. But anyway, that's the giveaway for today. Game has crashed. I'm not sure what that is. Anyway, that's fine. I mean, we've finished anyway. Let's have a quick drink. Guy Ballou is saying the Marble Run actually means something today. It does indeed. So it says this is saying it always means something, Guy. Always. Yes, even when there's no prize, there's still pride. All right, so that's that one. Let's have a talk about Gladius. I hope I didn't close it down. No, it didn't. That's okay. So we've got this one through here. Let's just talk about Gladius with the new Drakari DLC, which has just come out. And so it's funny, mixed reviews. That's interesting. 67% for this DLC are mixed. When I first started playing it, I struggled with it for the first couple of runs. But now that I've gotten used to it, I really like it. I like it a hell of a lot. It's probably still not my favourite faction, but it's certainly not in the lower portion for me anyway. I actually really did enjoy this an awful lot. Just going through it, yeah, there's so many different DLC for this one. Actually, the bundles are off. It looks like the actual base game must be cheaper as well, if we go back and have a look at that. Yeah, 90% off. So here we go. We've got a nice cheap version of Gladius that you can sort of get your hands on. So Gladius itself at $6. Gladius, even just on its own, is a very, very playable game. You don't need to have all the DLC. You don't need any of the DLC to actually get a fun game out of it. Now this ends in 24 hours. So so if you don't have Gladius, I would highly, highly recommend that you grab it. The starting factions in Gladius are the Space Marines, which is sort of like your basic sort of way of playing the game. Necrons, which play incredibly well. One of my favourite factions, probably actually would be my favourite faction, I think, now. Orcs, which is my other favourite faction. I was just trying to think, do I like the Necrons now more than the Orcs? And I think I do slightly, but I love the Orcs as well. And then Astra Militarum, which is sort of, for me, middle of the road. And actually, so when I'm thinking of the different factions that are available, if we have a look at the, maybe we have a quick look at some of these and just see all of them. If I was new to the game, I wouldn't jump into any of the DLCs initially until I've played a few games without any DLC. So these are all a little bit off. The more recent ones are not as much off as the other ones are. Some of these become difficult to play, but the Tyranids I find fun to play. This is a mostly positive review for that one through there. Chaos Space Marines actually rate very highly, but for me they're middle of the road. I much prefer the Drakari above the Chaos Space Marines. I find that playing as a Drakari more fun. So just from what I have actually played. So for me, so Tyranids for me is a big tick. Chaos Marines are sort of on that lower end where I don't choose them by default. Tau I don't particularly like as well, but again, reviewers are saying very positive. I tend not to play that one. I find that one a bit boring. The Craftworld Aldiri, same sort of deal. I don't mind it, but it's sort of lowish in the scale of things. The Adeptus Mechanicus, I love this. This is a hard faction to play. This is one of up until the Drakari, this would have been the hardest of the DLCs to play if you're new to the game. But the Drakari, I think, now take that role, so they're more difficult to get into. But they're rewarding to play. They play very uniquely. They're a raiding sort of pirate type force, which is really, really cool. Then we've got the Adeptus Sororitas as well, which is sort of almost going back towards the Space Marines style of gameplay, but a little bit more hybrid, where you can at least build smaller other cities. Like the Space Marines only get one city, whereas the Adeptus Sororitas can build little chapels outside from their main abbey. And so the Adeptus Sororitas, again, is another one that I like playing. So there's a lot of really, really good factions, but for me, the Tau and the Eldar are probably my least favourite, but the Drakari would be up there now. I'd happily play them now at any time after playing them a lot. So Gladius is a very good game, strong AI as well, says Rogue. Yes, it is. As I said, I did a video which I've just released today on how to play as Drakari, because I think that's half the key to to having fun with a faction is like if you just bumble into it, which is what I did the first couple of times, just bumbling around trying to sort of figure out what does what and how things actually sort of do work. But once you get a feel for how you should be approaching the game, it makes it so much fun. And with the Drukhari being a raider type faction and a pirate faction, they're not very strong, but what they can do with what they have can be very, very powerful if you play it correctly. So anyway, for me, that's not a mixed bag at all. The Drukhari, I would have that as very, very positive with what it was. Now, when I was first asked about it, like when I was first playing it as a live stream, I was getting used to it, and from my initial plays, it was down sort of towards the low end because I wasn't understanding what I was doing. But now that I've sort of got, now I do have an understanding of it, I'm finding it a lot of fun, a real lot of fun. Hi Genos, how you going? And Jesse Dean saying, I love this game. I'm not sure if that was back for King Arthur or for Gladius. But anyway, so Gladius, the Drukhari is a very, very good DLC additionally for Gladius itself. And as I said, Gladius 90% off at the moment for the base game. If you haven't played it before, I would highly, highly recommend that you play it. If you are going to be playing Gladius, don't think you can do what you do in normal games, which is to send your forces out everywhere and build all these cities everywhere and try to sort of dominate that way. If you can get to 3 cities and manage to control them well, you're doing well in the game, no matter what faction you're playing. 4 cities can be a bit of a stretch, but keep your forces together. Don't split your forces in Gladius because the game will crush you. It's a very, very unforgiving game in that sort of sense, but it is really cool the way it does actually work. Now we've got, let's read more of the comments through there. So Silbical's saying, I've been playing a lot of turn-based strategy games lately, so Chaos Gate Demon Hunters is very bad, unbalanced experience. Jagged Alliance 3 is much better. Jagged Alliance has had another big update, I think, while I was away. I saw that there was some an update through there. If we get time, we'll have a look at that. Play a bit of Heat Signature, says David. Actually, David is like he works. He does a lot of the PR for Micropros, and that's another game I do want to show off. David sent me only a few hours ago, actually, a little game. I will actually play some of it when we have a look at it. It's because it's quite good fun. So I've played about 10 or 15 minutes of it and really, really enjoyed it. So we'll show that Microprose game coming up very shortly. So Genos is saying, I'll step out for lunch in a bit. Please enter me in the Marble Run. Yeah, so if I remember, I will. Rogue is saying Gladius is a very good game, strong AI as well. Yep, we've done that one. So are you going to be playing Stellaris Nexus? I'm not sure. I don't play much Stellaris simply because I've got so many other Space 4Xs that I do play. Hugh David's saying, watch your Gladius content has made me want to play this game. I'm only starting out getting familiar with the starting factions and how things work. Yeah, look, I think if you're playing the game, the Orcs are a good choice and the Space Marines are a good choice. Actually, even the Necrons are a good choice. Those 3 from the base game are all relatively easy to play. The Space Marines have got very strong infantry. They've got very strong units. The Necrons heal as they go, so they can sort of stay in the fight for a bit longer, or they can bounce back, heal up, and then go straight back in again. So they actually are relentless. And the Orcs have just got nice, sort of like a swarm sort of power mechanic about them as well. So they're quite cool. All the factions have got a very unique way of playing in Gladius. So yeah, Rogue is saying main thing is go slow, expand slow. There's no rush in Gladius. The important thing is not to lose units, and so you really want to sort of try to keep that where you actually can. So they're saying the problem with me with Chaos Space Marines is that I pretty much only like the Alpha Legion, and no one likes Alpha Legion. I actually don't know the lore of the Chaos Space Marines, but the Chaos Marines, I don't know. I don't warm to it, but I know it's one of the most popular DLCs that they've got for the game. Mullet to Moolah Man is saying, have you tried Hexkey? I have tried recording that so many times. I'll see if I may have deleted most of them now. Just go. This is where I recorded my videos. These are things where I've been trying to these are stuff that I've recorded and haven't got to, haven't actually, like that. I wasn't happy with them, and I think these go back a fair way, to be honest. Where's Hexakey? I may have deleted them all because I was so unhappy with it, with my recording, not with the game. The game is great. I'm just trying to see where it actually is. So these are all the rejects that I just haven't got around to deleting yet. But I thought I did get rid of some with Hexakey. There's heaps of them. Oh yeah, there we go. Look at all these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Five Hexakey attempts at trying to get started with showing the game. I got one where I was really happy with it, but then the game itself ended up, like the actual map generation, had one thing where I couldn't explain all the mechanics of it. It's a really, really cool game though, Hexakey. Very, very cool game. But yeah, I have tried, and I must have deleted even more because I know I've done more than just 5 videos where I've tried recording. In fact, I think I may have even processed one of them. Like once I've done that, I then go into this area here to see if I can sort of spot it. So this is the stuff for Quasimorph, which I released a little while back, and how to play as a Drukhari, which is just done today. So that's sort of like today's efforts, and then there's another one coming up in a couple of days' time. Where I sort of continue on this particular one, just fighting with the Drukhari against the Eldar, just to sort of show how they are in combat. But I can't remember where I got Hexakey. That's Age of Wonders. I thought I processed it and then rejected it, so I didn't think it was good enough to put up. Gal Civ. Yeah, so anyway, there's I have attempted it a few times. But it really is a good game, Hexakey. I just haven't actually got to it. Or I haven't been able to do a video that I'm happy with. So Krutar is saying Solaris Nexus actually is not another Solaris. It's a multiplayer focused game with sim terms. Oh, okay. Yeah, I probably won't go to it. Like it's sort of, I haven't been asked by Paradox to have a look at it either. So like with Age of Wonders, I'm sort of on the inner loop there, but not with Stellaris because I just don't cover it. Guy Bellaby is saying, I've been playing Dune Imperium, a digital board game. I've been enjoying it. It's quite complex and tight. So that's the digital board game. So do you mean the actual just Dune itself? Is that, what's that one called? Dune. Oh yeah, no, that is the one, Dune Imperium. Yeah, this is really cool. This is a very, very cool game. Sorry, I wasn't sure if the word Imperium was the one there. This is still in early access, but it really does play very, very well. So, oh, hang on, no, this is different again. It's different again, is it? I'm going to have to sort of figure out what's going on there. Actually, no, that's different again. I'll have to have a look at that one. I might put that down in my list of things. What was I thinking of? Dune Spice Wars was what I was thinking of. Yeah. So sorry. Look at the icon there, and Dune Spice Wars is the one I was thinking of, which is an exceptionally good game. I'll have to look at the Imperium one. So I'll have to actually give that one a bit of a crack. Actually, that would look interesting as well. So what else have we got there? We've got guys saying I have a lot of trouble with Distant Worlds 2 beta. It crashes the game now. Oh really? Well, they should change that. It changes pretty quickly. I haven't actually played it since I've been back. I've sort of had too many other little things to have a look at. Let's actually have a look at some of those games. Actually, the other one I did want to sort of show was the Boat Crew, which is the new Microprose game, which has just come out. If we just go back and have another look at this one over through here. Don't know if it's out yet. I literally have only just received it, so just open her up. Come on, game, play. So it's like little characters. You actually reduce the sound a little bit. So it's very simple controls. And you're going up against different types of ships in the Pacific. And so you've got like a patrol boat. So it's almost like McHale's Navy in sort of like a little simulator. You have different types of support as well, so you can sort of build your support. I'll just go back. Maybe I'll try to explain everything as we go through. So I'm going to show you. So when you've actually got them, so you've got your patrol boat, you've got different sorts of weapon loadouts that you can then put on it as well. You've got the standard sort of like the anti-air guns in the side there. Each character on the actual boat can be given different roles to then sort of work. This is again a bit more of a different sort of color scheme. There's you need medicines, you need sort of tools, ammo, etc. You can pick up different ammo as you come back through. There's some torpedoes firing off. So when you're actually, this is actually when you're in combat mode, where you then sort of have to isolate where the enemy actually is, so you can tell your crew what to do as to target them and fire them. You don't have to stay there the whole time. You just have to designate the targets as the commander. And you can see through here, these are the different roles, the different people on the ship actually have. So in this case, our medic is nearly dead. So Gregory Pace is actually has actually got some problems through there. So we've got two gunners in this case. So George and Philip, Sexton and Robert are the loaders. So they will be coming in and sort of loading things up. These are the mechanics. So they're sort of working on trying to fix the boat up. Gregory is the medic, but he is injured, and then Albert is the commander essentially at the helm. So as they go through, you've then got the different types of things, again, different targets you can then sort of go and try to sort of pick on. You also then have, you can see down the bottom through here, like Wildcats, a Dauntless, and Artillery. You can call these in to help you with the actual fight. So it's a beer and pretzels type game. It's not really a strategy game. It's sort of like more of a real-time first-person shooter, sort of, but with your actual boat. You do actually have to, of course, manage your crew. I'll just let it continue on. So I'm taking a lot of damage there. We've got characters falling off. So different loadouts, a lot of customization. This is actually where you then are taking in your various support. So in this case, they're taking in reserves of other PT boats. But it looks like a fun little game. Here comes the zeros. So even with these, you need to control these to sort of designate the target, and then you can go off and do other things. And the gunners will then just do their work. But so it's very light, but it is fun. All right. So anyway, that is an early access game. But from the small amount I have played it, I think, yeah, that's something you could play for 10 minutes and enjoy it, or longer. You know, basically it's just a quick little run, and I'm only halfway through the tutorial at this stage, but it does look good. This is 10% off at the moment. So anyway, that's where we actually are through there. Again, different types of things coming into the actual game as well. The release date was actually, that was a while back. I haven't even heard of this game before last week. So anyway, that's experience a gripping narrative of a boat crew set amidst the tumultuous Pacific War. So anyway, that's the what else has it got there? Just read so lead your crew to victory. Asymmetrical challenge and tactical mastery. So embrace the role of the underdog, facing powerful adversaries with lightly armored PT boat. Triumph not through sheer firepower, but through superior tactics, manoeuvring, and the ingenuity of your weaponry. So these were like the original torpedo boat type things. Dynamic campaign of strategic significance. So immerse yourself in a dynamic campaign where every decision matters. I didn't know this actually. This is interesting. So raid enemy bases, protect. So you must have choice, and it must sort of impact what actually happens. So out through the Solomon Islands, the newly Chinese Solomon Islands. Crew management and customization, care for your crew's well-being, balanced risk assessments. Yeah, so these are where they do take damage. Authentic settings, intense action. It's high pace, but it's not onerous with the pacing of it. But there's a lot that does go on. It does look good. I might show that actually. I might just open that one up as well because it's nice and simple. There's a few that I've just been trying to just get my head around initially, and this is one of them. I have been, as I say, the small amount I have played it, I am enjoying it. These are just the different versions. So you've got a campaign, game mode print. I'm not sure how that one actually does work. Let's go to the settings. Let's just turn the music down. Not sure how the campaign works. Okay, so you've got the 81 prototype, the 80. Okay, that one. So you get a bit of a feel for it. Okay, so you've got your crew members in here. Actually, what I might do is I might just I'll go back and get out of here. Change the title. I'll just show you the tutorial, because at least we can sort of do that one fairly simply. So in this case, this one does sort of give you a bit of a feel for the character generation. Just press. I won't play too much of this one. This one is just picking up your crewman initially. So in this case, you should begin. Yep. By so we need to put him in the helm. So we go and grab him, and we just either can go and I think we can actually tell him to go there. Just go enter, and then you can sort of then look around. You can look up in the sky as well. If you press the shift key, you can then sort of zoom in on different areas as well. And then the actual boat itself. So he's now in the helm. You can see there he's actually got that one through there. Just enter, and then just the so to pick up the crew members, there's like a crew member back over through this side. The throttle is over this side. I don't know if you can actually do it that way as well. Okay, that's cool. Enter. And so he'll climb up the cargo netting on the side. You just press X, it'll then just come to a stop. So he'll swim in. Up he comes. Now at the start here, we don't get him to do anything. We can actually select him though and tell him to become like a reloader, for example. Yeah, we can actually do that one. So he'll start to go and just reload the weaponry. This is the, I think that's medicines. I'm not sure what that one is there. This is ammo, but I'm not sure what that one is. So there may be tools for the actual boat itself. And so really in here all we're doing is just grabbing the ship and just moving it off. It's just WASD with an X to then shut it down. Just went past him. Come on, swim! Swim! Rubik's is saying, what game are we looking at? This is Boat Crew. So it's all about the actual crew members you end up having. So this, in the tutorial, you're just getting used to the actual movement of the ship. 3 over here. So just go third ahead. You can go in reverse. So when they come, so some of these have got bad health. Oops, he jumped on. And that's the crew. So it's sort of, and so this is just a tutorial, basically, sort of just getting used to the actual people. So then they're sending out tools. So we now need to go and collect medical kits, repair kits, and ammunition. will not always be available. So they're going to be over here. But I will do a video on this one because it's a fun little game. I'll probably play a couple of missions just to get used to it. And all you have to do here is just go over it at like a slowish speed, and you'll be able to pick up what you need. So it's the tools filling up. It's ammunition. Missed that one. Okay, assigning a loader. We've already got one loader there. We've just got the medicals coming up. So we've got enough of those. Set the mechanics. Just grab this as well. Here's medicines. So with all of those, once you've got all of this in through here, so we just need to do those. We don't have all of the bits and pieces that we require. But from this point forward, we then actually so we've got another one back out this way before you sail out of the cove. So what we need to now do is just go and get our crew established. So with each one of these, so loader, I'll make this one into a reloader as well. Make you into a gunner. So G can be medic. So this is F. Then we need to have a few just set for mechanic sort of duties. Look, I might as well set another one up as a medic as well. So just go F. So these are now all going to be walking around on the ship, sort of just getting all their supplies. They've just got everything ready to go. And we can now just go out to these different zones. I'll just go out and pick out the other. Look, they're actually now loading the guns. So there's still some more. There's another crate back over here. That's a waypoint that we have to go back to. So that will just give us a bit more ammo. Medical has now all been finished, and everyone's now sort of pretty good with their health. This then sort of sets up a combat for us. So we'll then sort of just go through how to do basic combat. Been spotted by a small patrol. Okay, so we just press enter. So we need to use then space. This then brings out this one, and so we can press shift to sort of zoom in and have a bit of a look. Actually, there's something else coming back the other way. So I then just click that one down. So that's now been targeted by our guys. Just keep it going. It's the 0. Patrol boat there. So once I've got them selected, where's that 0 got to? There it is. So we're taking a bit of damage. I don't think there's anything else on the ground. It's too far away. been hit. Yeah, I think we killed it off. So, yeah, actually, there we go. We've just run aground again as well. So we're sort of now we're losing like our. What was that? Saw something else. Anyway, that's enough of the game anyway. So you can you get a bit of a feel for it as to what's going on with it. You see, we need a bit of healing back in through there. If we just press space, we can then sort of come back in again. So they've just fixed up that area. So the anything that's damaged will then sort of show on the side through here. The guys have taken a bit of pain through here, but we're now out of medicines. And so what we'd need to then go and do would be to go back into that area there, then to sort of get the next little mission. But it's fairly cool the way it sort of does play out. As I say, it's a very simple game. We haven't got any of these yet that we can sort of use, but it's so the Lewis guns are operating okay. It's just it's a really nice, clean, simple little game. So anyway, that's where are we up to here? So we'll just quit out to the desktop. So I thought I'd show that one. Another game which I said I wasn't interested in to the developer like before I left to go for the last week, and basically it was Retro Commander. But because when I looked at it, I'll just open it up in Steam so you can sort of see it there. And again, this is one that's worth having a bit of a look at. I've only played it for a very, very short period, but and it's some of it is a bit clunky. Like it's a free game essentially, which I don't normally play, but I wasn't really all that interested, except that it was quite positive. Like it's around the 80%, 75 to 80% mark. Release date has only just come out, so this one through here, and it's sort of like a take on Supreme Commander. So it's free to play it, but then you can get sort of other maps and modding and stuff like that. So I've got that. Like the developer sent me the key for this stuff, so I've sort of got that installed on the version that I've got. But I don't know how much you actually need a lot of this stuff. Like it's actually the base game is actually fairly good fun. It's sort of one thing that I'm still trying to get used to it at this stage. If we just go and open that one up, I'll just open it up full screen. Different types of ships, different types of weaponry. It's the thing I don't like about these games is the lack of pause, and so that's why I got back to the developer and said, look, I like the idea of Supreme Commander type games, but I don't actually like the playing them, because I like to be able to play at my own pace, and because it didn't mention it anywhere I could see about it having like an active pause, but it actually does have an active pause. So I've only started playing a little bit of it, but it looks very good for what it actually is. Even the story in it is just nicely done with the pixel art. It's done a really, really good job for just like a lone developer. It's very impressive, I've got to say. So I'm looking forward to giving this one a bit of a go. Again, the tutorials in this are good. Certainly give you a feel for what you then need to go and do with it. The actual story itself, I might just fire that one up as well. We might as well. Why not? Now I've only been playing. I've tried playing I started playing the campaign to get a bit of a feel for it. Played the tutorial missions; they were nice and simple. So if I just go into single player, it is a multiplayer game, so you can play against other players. The real-time aspect, as I say, is I'll just go back to new game. It's a bit clunky, the user interface in this sort of sense, but everything else is really, really quite nice. So a new world, let's just go into here, for example, and I'll show you the story, the way that almost like cartooning has been done with the pixel art. Very nicely done, really nicely done. So the first chapter, I'll start again. So it's just, again, the graphics here are quite nice. It just goes through at its own pace. It's got the real pixel art sort of feel to it. It's sort of setting the story. So I think you are Agent Johnson through the story. It's nicely done. These are like cryopods that they're inside. So it's the time eating through there. So thousands of years until there's just Agent Johnson's pod is the only one left. It's Fluffy the dog. I've played enough to know that that's Fluffy. But this is quite nicely done. Like it's the artwork is really, really well done. So he's sort of now got to make his way out. Just really good attention to detail in the actual game itself. This is just the, I guess, the extended cutscene going in, but it's just nicely presented. So I was quite impressed when I saw this. Anyway, that's where we are. Let's just load it in. So I'm weak. This robot will aid me to explore the place and find my family if they're still here. So I'll just go continue. Should be safe. The robot fires at anything. So the robot will sort of automatically fire on different things. So this is the actual game itself. You can see that there's other explosions and things going on. So we're inside a cave at the moment. So this is the actual cave networking through here. Okay, those blasts must have been the cause of my cryo unit malfunctioning. So to get out, we've actually got there's water through there, and we have an exit out through this other side. I think this is above where we are, so this is above, like there is actually a surface. I don't think we get to see all of that. So we'll just go back and grab Agent Johnson and just put him into the robot, and then just move the robot around. So at the start, like different things you can sort of click on to see what they actually are, but in this case that's just the cryo chamber. This is the extent of what the robot can then fire at. I'll just do a little bit in here, but it is a Supreme Commander sort of style game. So again, that was that cutscene that we just saw there with Mrs. Nuclear Donuts. He's trying to fire at that aeroplane. But ultimately, you can then go and build like full-on Supreme Commander style different things. Should go there, we're going to have to go. We can't go down that cliff. Right. So, and it just extends on that way. Essentially, just going through, trying to sort of find your way out. You've got to then defeat all these different little creatures or different units as they come through. Now, in the base game, you can actually defeat these yourself. You can sort of, you can build them these sorts of things yourselves. And then that's a Robo Dog. But it's a pretty cool little game from what I've sort of seen there. The actual, if we leave the game and go back in. Hang on, where are we? Leave the campaign. And so you've got like land games. The tutorial, as I say, is fairly sort of simple. There's a more advanced tutorial here where you end up having to build different things as well. So, but it looks good. So, as I say, you've got like a free game as like almost like as a demo, and if you like it, then you've got a heap of different maps and things you can then start to download as well by sort of paying for those maps, I guess. But it's as I say, it's I haven't played too much yet of the actual full game. I'm still like there's a little bit missing in my head as to where things actually are when I start to go and do that one, so I don't do that one very well. But even the games themselves are interesting. If we go into like a new game in through here, and this is the actual campaign, but if we go to scenarios, I just downloaded a couple to see what they were like. So this is actually, you can play the campaign maps, or going back in through the like a battle map. This is the first battle map, and even when you click on it, you've got different scenarios you can then play on the same map. So it's got like so the maps aren't randomly generated. They are curated, but they do actually have different sorts of setups. So the first one here is a 2 versus 2 battle, a 2 versus AI battle scenario in through there as well. I'm not sure exactly how that one would then sort of go and work. So 4 factions, 2 teams, 4 factions, 2 teams. This one here is a 1 versus 8 AI, so 1 versus 8 AI challenge scenario. That would be difficult. 9 factions, 8-player team battle. So 4 teams with like two on a team. So you can sort of see what the AI would do as well. Like if we play this one here, for example, this is you could then got different sorts of setups and things you can sort of do in through here as well. Different advanced sort of options. It's got some really nice customization. Let's just go and create this particular one. So even though the maps aren't random, it's actually pretty cool. You've got different types of factions. Let's start on the map. So start as blue, for example, and then we've got the faction technology. So you've got like different things, like the GRA technology is stealth. You've got robots and airships, hover and drones, decoy and portals, or ancient tech as shields. Let's just go and play with robots and airships as an example. So I'll just allow that one to be okay. So we need to control the map for victory. Now I will just change that so that it's paused ultimately. So it's us along with this AI versus these two. And I can then just go back through and pause the game. I haven't got this set to space, but I'm not sure if we can change that. But it's and like if we go and have a look at research, this is the research progression. Again, you can set these things up at the front. So it looks very, very cool the way it sort of does work. So to build, it's nice and simple. Like even with it sort of paused, I can then sort of just go through and actually sort of set things up. There's a loot crate there. If I just go back out, we should actually have our friend. Our friend is over here. So we can see what they build as well if you're sort of trying to figure out what does go on. We've got different resources. Not sure what that is that they've got over there. That's a ping build. I'm not sure you're building in the area. So okay, that's just letting us know that he's going to be building in that area for something. I don't know what it will be. But so like you can actually do that if you've got nothing selected. You can go and click on the map and ping. So if you are playing multiplayer, you can actually tell people what you're doing. So as in, or just give information, which again I think it's just nice the way it sort of does work with that one. This is your build queue down through this other side. If we go to infrastructure, for example, you've got like different types of mining in through this other side. This one here is an ore refinery, so producing matter from therium. So this therium is this pink stuff, which is sort of like your basic matter that it then has to sort of then go and build. So very much like a Command and Conquer type sort of style, but also Supreme Commander. Guard towers. What else is there in through this one? Roads. EMP field generator. There's a research center which will give you then your research. Don't know if that opens up. No, that's okay. Don't know what that does either. Progress to victory is 50%. Now I'm really bad at this game, so that's your infrastructure. To actually then go and build things to be able to then go and get this one here, like you've got your forces here, for example, which you can see there the little icon, the pink and also the green. This will then, this is an engineering factory. So a factory producing mechanized troops, including harvesters. So to harvest this, we would need to build, for example, and I'll just get started with this, with the infrastructure. If we build an ore refinery, so if I just go and sort of grab one of these and just build it over here, for example. So I can build that one. I can also then just go back into the and the game is still actually paused. Let's go and build this one up. So it's all bad locations. Just going to build that one over there, for example. Unpause, and you got up to like up to the absolute fastest. If I just make it say go 4 times speed. I'll then just go and build these. Right, so they've now been built. So these little robots, they're just building robots. If we go back and have a look at what our friend is doing. So they've already established the engineering plant as well, same as us. They're building power, so they're building a wind turbine for their power. They're actually, looks like they're taking materials away from these, so they're pulling these apart. We've actually destroyed ours. I shouldn't have done that. So that's what they're actually focused on, but at least we can sort of see what our friend is doing. Back over here somewhere, we're going to have the enemy building up what they're building up. But I love being able to do this active pause, because so many of these games don't do that. So anyway, we just go back, sorry, no, we don't do that. We go into here, and we then start to then go and build. So you can see there the little pink again, the harvester. So I can just go and grab like one of those. So we'll just get one of those, but there's no power. So we can't actually build this one without the power. So we'll just go back into the build queue, power grid. So there's a few different things. We've actually got like the wind turbine is what our friend is producing. So let's just go and build one of those. We'll just go and build these up and around here somewhere, I guess. And we'll just unpause again. So once that's been built, queue is empty, so this one is now being built using the matter that we've already got. I think that these just automatically go off and do what they have to do. Yep, so it's now going across. It will then mine this, bring it back into here. What we can do is, I think we can right click. No, we can't actually do that one. Reclaim unit or delete marker. Okay, looks like that's happening. I'm not sure if we get the minerals back from this stuff. So as we, and there's just like it's just quite nice the way it sort of does work. In this particular one, we've got another harvester, for example. We can then start to get like a different types of tanks, like battle tanks, in through this side. If this isn't going to be able to do enough, we can go back to the power grid, grab ourselves an accumulator, like a battery. So if we just go and throw that one into there, this will then sort of store up the power. This will only work if there is actually wind, for example. You've also then got solar panels during the daylight. But it's a good-looking little game. And as I say, I wasn't going to cover it or look at it because of the what I perceived was a lack of being able to do the active pause. But for me, that's really quite important. You can just use the plus and minus for that as well. You can sort of scale up just using the plus and minus. But it's yeah, it's a cool little game. Anyway, I thought I'd just show that because, and we'll do a video on this one because it's a game I'm sort of. I'm interested in it from what I can sort of see through there. Let's just leave the game. It's you know, fairly it's fairly well done. Like I can appreciate the artwork on that one. Right, let's have a look and see what other comments we've got. So Cecil's saying, it's Pirates, the World War II edition, yeah. Sposka saying, hey Daz, hope all is well. Vacation last week. No, I had to go to a funeral. Actually, my elderly aunt passed away. So it was my she was the last of my mum. Passed away a long time ago, but there were 3 sisters, and she was the last of the sisters, and so she was still relatively young, but she was all 3 sisters had died fairly young, but she died. She was 80 basically when she did die. So she had and she had been in a lot of pain for quite a long time. So it was sort of it wasn't unexpected. I actually thought it was going to happen a few weeks earlier than what it actually did happen. So I thought I was going to have to go down to the funeral a little bit earlier. But it was nice to be able to catch up with all of the family, like all of the cousins and things. So I haven't seen my cousins for a long time, like for at least 10 years. And so it was good catching up with all of them. I stayed at my sister's place, and that was great. So had a sort of a week there. So it was quite a relaxing time. It was good fun. So like, even though it was there for a funeral, but it was nice to sort of, as I say, sort of catch up with everyone. Mullet Marlo is saying it looks interesting. Going to download the demo. So again, I'm not sure if that was the game that we were just looking at there. It must have been. Yeah. So that was So that was Retro Commander. As I say, there's a free version, plus you can then buy the maps if you do like what you see with it. As I say, I like the from what the developer had sent to me initially. Like the active pause was the only reason I originally wrote back and said, look, I love the idea of Supreme Commander games, but I don't like them if they don't actually have an active pause, and I couldn't find anything about the active pause, but it is there, so you can actually pause it. It's not as easy to pause as, for example, Distant Worlds 2. There may be a way to change it so that it's just the spacebar can be used for that. I'll have to have a look. Actually, I don't know. Is there a key mapping part of this? But it's good. It's a good game. Settings, language. There's a lot of stuff in here. It does look good. And that's the presets. Oh, here we go. Space is not. Yeah, actually, I don't know if you can use reset selection. It is being used for something. So you do have to just use the plus and minus keys, unfortunately. So that's not too bad. You get used to it, I guess. But it's a good-looking game, I've got to say. Like it's, I am very pleasantly surprised from when I did actually sort of just have a bit of a crack at the what was I going to say, at the tutorial. I thought he's done a really, really good job of this. So I'll just pause that one through there. Right, what did we get up to? Need to give it a try, Cecil. And so Eddie Borgame saying, late to the show, Daz, have you ever checked out Shard Punk? No, I haven't actually. Let's have a look at that one. I don't think I have. So the war is lost, the capital lies in ruins, and you're on the run. So it's very positive. Wow, 100%, 94%. Let's have a look at this. Batman 4. Tactics meets survival. It looks interesting. If it's, again, I don't like real-time games usually, but well, maybe, I don't know, is it turn-based? Jot this one down. This looks good. This looks great. Thanks for the recommendation there, actually, Eddie. I'll have to contact the developer. Very nice. Okay, it is turn-based. That looks really good. That looks really, really good. Yeah, I'll have to contact them. Thanks for that. I do like getting these little recommendations because I've never even heard of that one before. But that looks very, very cool. Flooded. I don't know if I've played that one either. It was released in April. Yeah, they both released there. Actually, this must be the bundle. Anyway, that looks good. So thanks for that. Let's have a look and see the news that's happened. There's a few other little things. We've now got a date for adventure mode. That's going to be in April next year, so it's a little way off. This is for adventure mode in Dwarf Fortress. I'll just open up my actual Steam. I've got things updating. I'll just stop these from Starfield. I'll just pause those just so it doesn't chew up too much of the bandwidth. Have a quick look at this one through here. So, yeah, Retro Commander, I'm liking this one a lot. Dwarf Fortress Adventure Mode coming in April 2024. Doesn't show you much about what it does. There is actually a video on that one. Panzer Corps 2, the Axis Operations 1946. This is the biggest DLC that they've released for Panzer Corps. So this one is actually the invasion of America, like in like an alternative history mode for the game, and it looks very, very good, I've got to say. And so this is something that again before I left, I was I had a bit of you can see it there. I've opened it up just before I actually left with that one, just before I I played Quasimorph after playing that one, but I really quite liked what they had added into Panzer Corps 2. They haven't added in the 1946 stuff, or they hadn't at the time, into the random maps. So I'm not sure if that's actually in there at this stage. I had an earlier version of it. Dumas is saying, I hope they fix their building destroyers in Dwarf. Oh no, I've been waiting for that for so long. It's annoying actually that those little things haven't been fixed, because it should be just one setting to fix it up. DF Hack has also been doing a lot of good stuff with it. So DF Hack has been really improving a lot. I should actually do regular reports on what DF Hack is bringing into the game. So as they bring in more Dwarf Fortress material, it is DF Hack is also is jumping ahead as well, which is cool. Works out fairly well. Read a few more of the comments there. So Guy Bellaby saying, will ChatTactic mention it looks procedurally generated? I'm not sure. Was that last one procedurally generated? I'm not sure if it was. I'm not sure actually. If it is, that would be another big plus. Have you played War Tales? I've got it in my little list to try, but I haven't really got into it much yet. So that's another one that I do want to actually have a bit of a look at. It's a game that I'm interested in, and it's sort of one because it's a funny. I'm hoping that there's going to be more information about Menace in here. Let's have a look and see. Menace. Are you in there? No, it's not. I'll show you. There's new content now coming out for Menace, which comes out next year. Let's just go back to this version. I'm assuming it'll be in here. So Menace is like talking about War Tales. War Tales is a bit like Battle Brothers, and the developers of Battle Brothers have actually now are building a game called Menace, but actually they don't actually have the new video there. That's interesting. Probably going to be. Just go to the news for it. That's October. Surely there's going to have to be something. News? No, that's old. Discussions. No, still not seeing it there. I want to play the video. I'll just go into YouTube, and then we'll just do a search for Menace. Let's gameplay trailer from 3 days ago. This is it. This is it here. This one shows the. I'll Just pause that for a second. So this is actually this is showing the snow terrain that they've actually got for it. So I'll play it here. Yeah, so we're not seeing much content yet.
もらったのはいくらぐらいなの？
2年半くらいやってるんですけど、
Stop that one. I don't know what that one is.
Wow.
Anyway, so that's so a Menace is coming next year, and they are going to be releasing little teasers about that. I did get an email about it, but I can't remember what was written in the email. It was certainly mentioning about the snow biome and sort of showing what that one did look like. But yeah, that's sort of where we are with that one through there. So then Dumerson had said before, hope they fix the building destroy issue in Dwarf. I don't know why that's taking so long in Dwarf Fortress. It's ever since they launched it. It's what that is. If you're sort of watching and you don't know what that is, Dwarf Fortress has got for these big forgotten beasts and titans, and at the moment you can block them by just building a door, whereas normally they're building destroyers, so they can actually then go and break open doors. But in this case, now it's very, very easy to defend your fortress, which sort of takes a lot of the fun out of it. Okay, Silvercall saying Menace was the PC Gamer 25 most wanted presentation last week. Okay. Yeah, it's certainly looking great, Menace. So we're going to be looking at that one as it gets closer to launch. It actually changes the gameplay so much. This is Dumerson again talking about the building destroyers from Dwarf Fortress. But anyway, Menace is coming. Let's just go back to Steam and have another quick look at the list. So we've got the Gladius, of course. We spoke about that. So we've got the new Drukhari, the Dark Eldar DLC. Stellaris has got another dev diary. This is now there's a new update coming for Gal Civ 4. I probably will leave that for another week or so and then sort of come back and talk about it, because there's going to be new things coming for Gal Civ. Gal Civ is going to be going through a fairly steep incline with content and stuff like that in terms of what's coming. So that's actually back from November, but where things are ramping up. Like it really is an exceptional game anyway. In fact, if we just go to the news, there's a lot of different things actually coming through with this one here. Yeah, so I'll do that more of a when I've got more detail. I'll actually talk more about that one through there. Field of Glory 2. I noticed there was actually an update for this one through here. So a lot of different updates and finals and things, semi-finals, different. These are, if you do like Field of Glory 2, then Slytherin do actually have a very rich community of people who play it and play it competitively. So there's actually like different tournaments that they have. I think they give away prizes as well. I think that they sort of do that one as well. Actually, XX is saying Dwarf Fortress announced adventure mode, but we might see a bug fix patch. Oh, we should see them, yeah. I'm sure that will need to be a lot of bug fixing with the adventure mode. It does look... Maybe we'll go back and have a look at the adventure mode, because it is... where was that one before? Let's go back this way.
Hi, this is Tarn and Zach, the creators of Dwarf Fortress. Here we're in this cool fortress with the dwarf Vukar working on an artifact, and he's made Kasha Zunal a gold ring for his family. But now I'm going to retire this fort because I want to hold this ring in my own hand. I can make a character in adventure mode, anyone I want, even a whole party. Let's take this one. We can explore sites, fight monsters, join a faction, or go off to an old fortress to steal our ring. I've arrived with my hippo friend. We're pretending we belong here, sneaking down into the darkness. And there's the workshop. Let's grab the ring. There's a huge map to explore. Adventure mode is a great way to experience the world of Dwarf Fortress.
You know, it's funny, that last little statement, when he says it's a huge map to explore, it's a huge procedurally generated map. It's not even, there's nothing, it's the most beautiful thing about Dwarf Fortress is the actual map generation. Anyway, that's coming in April. I wonder if it will actually be April. If they give a date like this, I'm almost assuming that it's actually ready to go now. They're just wanting to sort of get as much bug fixing into it as possible, because they don't normally give you this sort of information. So I'm assuming it must be very, very close with what they're doing there. So I'll just get out of that one. Exit full screen. So anyway, that's the announcement trailer for the for adventure mode, which I know a lot of people are looking for. So that will be good when that one does actually hit. I'll just go back through the what's new at the top through there. So we've done Field of Glory, Panzer Corps we've done. Okay, there's different nominations that were coming through. People are wanting to have their game nominated for different awards for Steam. Diplomacy not an option, so that's just a December update. I don't know how important that one actually is. Iron Oath public test branch has gone up. It looks like there's another patch once it's actually hit level 1.0. I don't think we need to really look at much else. Quasimorph, if you haven't played that one for a little while, they've got a new tutorial, which is really excellent. Like it's incredibly good. The actual tutorial now for Quasimorph makes it it's fun to play, and it's a bit random each time you actually do even just play the tutorial. But that's it. That game is just getting better and better and better. I think of these sort of procedurally generated role play type games where you're going in and sort of doing these little missions. Quasimorph is already exceptional and will just get better and better and better over time. What else do we have in terms of updates and news? I don't think there's that much, to be honest. Not that I've only just been back a day or two, so I haven't really been able to keep on top of much of what's actually been coming through. I've been sort of looking at my emails and messaging that's been coming in. Have we covered everything? We've gone through Retro, we've gone through Broat, we've gone through King Arthur's Knight's Tale. Of course, the giveaway will be a key for that coming up. These are all on special at this point in time. Gladius on special at this time as well. That's all I've actually played since I've been back. So the others are all stuff that I was playing before I left. In terms of the channel, I've got a full I've actually now uploaded all of the Age of Wonders series that I've been recording. So I recorded that before I left and sort of uploaded it, and they're now all sitting in YouTube, all scheduled to go. There's probably, I think there's maybe another 8 to 10 videos that are in there. So if you are wanting to sort of see that sort of content, or even the Gladius one, which I've got, the next one is scheduled for 2 days' time with Gladius. And so that's going to be coming, actually even Quasimorph, I've got a Quasimorph video. No, I've done the Quasimorph video. What did I do? I did another one. What did I record? I recorded one a while back, actually, for Blood West. I've got a Blood West one coming out in about 20 minutes, I think it is. So that's a really good fun game as well. So that's a sort of like a stealth first-person shooter. So that one will be releasing. But if you ever want to see these sort of videos, when I do actually upload them into YouTube, I can now actually make them so that they are available for members. So if you are a member of the channel, you can actually look at it all of the whole series rather than having to wait for the launch. So you can actually watch these videos in advance as long as I actually upload them. And so that series is completely uploaded. The Gladius, the Drukhari versus the Eldar video is up. I've just published that one just before, or not published, but I scheduled it for members basically at this stage. So that one's, you've got early access into that one at this stage. I will be recording videos for these other games as well, but I'm not sure exactly when. I've still got to do all my tax forms and stuff for everything. So I'll hopefully sort of get onto those this week. So Goratian saying, nice, I did Blood West on my channel too. A great game, really atmospheric. It's very, very cool. Very, very cool. Genos is saying, I made it back from lunch. Well, I think we're sort of almost time to do the giveaway, actually. So yeah, guys saying, Genos, don't worry, you've not missed the marble run. Everyone has been polishing their marbles. So well, let's get the marble run done, I guess. I mean, I've sort of been out of the loop for a week, so I think we've covered a fair bit of stuff. But these were the games that I was wanting to sort of look at when I did get back. Yeah, I don't think there's much else. I'm just trying to think if there was anything else that I needed to look at. Sometimes I like to go into the library, if I just go back to my downloads and just see if there's anything in there that sort of grabs attention. There's marbles on stream. I better get that one downloading. We're going to need that one, otherwise we'll be waiting anyway. So I should have looked for that, because that's we can't play that without that update in there. Shadow Empire is another update there for that one. That's interesting. I had meant to have a look at that one, but there's no. They don't actually write patch notes, so I'm not actually sure. While we're waiting for this one, let's just go to Shadow Empire and just see what's been added in. In fact, the easiest way to do that is not. I think it may be in here. If we just go back out. Hang on, what was that? There was Shadow Empire Complete. Just do a search. Oh, I do need to talk about Shadow Empire Complete. I haven't seen that one. When did they bring this one out? A bundle. It's probably been here forever. Anyway, you get a little bit off if you do grab the bundle there of the two. I haven't noticed that one before. But yeah, there is another game I do want to talk about, which I haven't actually played yet with the updates. So I only got the updates yesterday, and but I do want to talk about it, because we'll come back to that one in just a second before we do the marble run. So this one here, what's that one rate? 85, 85. Yep, it's a great game, this one. Community Hub. And it should be under discussions, should then go through. Yep, last open beta. So anything big, fix. Okay, gas-powered base firepower reduced from 100 to 85. That's going to impact some of you players, because I know some of you actually always thought that was a bit overpowered, and when I've been live streaming it, I've always sort of said, oh, you should be grabbing gas-powered rifle. Well, now maybe not so much, but that's I love these. Like, he really is now in a rebalancing stage of the game. Regime, yeah, that's okay. Yeah, okay, it's just different bits and pieces in through there. B was the one that we had before that one, so that's actually okay. I wonder why that's the case. Like, they've got skewed the initial random portrait selection a bit more towards Caucasian. That's sort of not something you read much in today's day and age. I wonder why that's been the case. I didn't notice anything weird about the portraits before this one. So anyway, that's an interesting. I just grabbed my attention. That's an interesting take. I'm not sure why. Not sure why that would be the case. Anyway, that's we won't go there. What else was we going to have a look at? So that's Shadow Empire. The other one I do want to have a talk about is also a Shadow type game. We'll just go back to the store page and type in Shadow Gambit, the Cursed Crew. So this is an exceptional sort of squad game. So welcome to the Lost Caribbean. In the stealth strategy game, join a ghost ship with living souls, assemble a cursed pirate crew. I did do one or two videos on it when it first came out. It's overwhelmingly positive, like it's 98%, 95% in through here, with a lot of people playing it. It's from Me Games in through this other side and through here as well. They've got a couple more DLC on the way, and I'm not exactly sure when they're going to be releasing. I should have actually checked my detail in through here. So this is DLC expansion for December. So coming December 6th. So very, very soon. Big news ahead. On December 6th, the Cursed Crew and World of Shadow Gambit Cursed Crew are set to grow. Get ready, it'll be unleashing not one but two mighty DLC expansions. Each DLC features several hours of fresh content, including a brand new character with unique supernatural powers joining your Cursed Crew, an uncharted magical island waiting to be explored, an epic story campaign across 6 missions to experience. And so this is coming. I've actually I downloaded it today. I've got sort of like a preview of it. So brace yourselves, Cursed Pirates, for this will mark and this is the sad news, this will mark the very final release from us at Me Games. They're actually not closing down, but they're basically shutting shop. And it's really sad. Like I do want to talk about this for a bit because I don't like seeing this. So and I will actually read them. I'll just accept all of those. So Me Games is actually, and they do exceptional work with what they actually get to do. So I'm glad that I've typed in Shadow because I had meant to talk about this because this is exactly the sort of stuff we don't like to read, but I'll just read it all out. So dear community, team and industry, and again, these guys are the benchmark for doing these sort of stealth squad type games. They're exceptional at it. So with a heavy heart that today we have to share the news that Shadow Gambit, the Cursed Crew, will be Me's final game. As we look back at our 15-year journey crafting games and crying about it, we feel grateful for the incredible love and support we received from all of you. We cherish every game we made and feel proud of what we were able to accomplish as a studio. At the same time, dedicating the past decade and a half of our lives working on incredibly ambitious games took a heavy personal toll on us and our families. After the release of Shadow Gambit, we decided it was the right time to prioritise our well-being and to pull the brakes instead of signing up for another multi-year production cycle. So they're not closing down because they're struggling. They're closing down for family reasons, which I can accept that. I just don't like that these sorts of companies actually sort of do close. So while this means that we won't start production on a new big game, we will continue to fully support Shadow Gambit. We're already working on a patch across all platforms and have a big content drop planned for later this year, which is the one that we're talking about now, which we assure you will love just as much as we do. This also means we'll be slowly ramping down the studio over the next few months. We shared this decision with the whole team at our on-site meeting before releasing this announcement. We're doing everything in our power to support our team, and we are now starting to reach out to our friends in the industry to find suitable new jobs for all Me's. If you have open positions and are interested in hiring, blah, 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 with that one. Thanks to the recent launch of Shadow Gambit, we were also able to pay out a bonus to all employees to help them during their transition. We want to thank our community and fans for playing our games and engaging with us. Your joy and support were what fueled our passion. We want to thank our industry peers that helped us along all stages of this company, from founding it to self-publishing for the first time. Your mentoring was pivotal to our success. We want to thank all of our business partners, especially Coulon Knights, THQ Nordic, and Daedalic Entertainment, as well as our exceptional partners and companies that have worked with us. Also thanks to Bavarian Regional Games Fund, so FFF Bayern, and the German Games Grant for the BMWK. Without the funding, skills and assistance from you all, this journey wouldn't have been possible. And they've done exceptional work. Like the games that they've put out over the years have just been incredible. And most of all, we want to thank the whole team and everyone who worked with us in the capacity of those games. You made Me what it was. We're now focused on delivering the additional content for Shadow Gambit and fulfilling our duties as managing directors of the company to our team, our fans, and our business partners in the most supportive way we can. While we don't know what the future will hold for both of us, we still love video games. This, for me, like people burn out, and I'm guessing that this is really what this is all about. I'll read the last little bit. So we had a good run, and we are truly grateful for all of this. Thank you, Dominic and Johannes. So people do burn out, and you do need time to recuperate. But I think that surely the bug has got to have bitten pretty hard. I mean, the games that they've done, when we have a look at them, and Shadow Gambit really is an exceptional game. Like it is exceptional. So they've got the most recent ones. What's this one in through here? We're still in that's community. So just under games. So Shadow Gambit, a really really good stealthy strategy game in through here. Again, they've picked the perfect vehicle to be able to sort of then have weird and wonderful ways of actually sort of having the combat sort of take place. Then of course they've got Shadow Tactics, Desperados 3, Shadow Tactics Blaze of the Shogun. I haven't played this one. I don't know what that one actually is. The Last Tinker. Don't know what that one is either. But it's sort of like these other games in through here are really amazingly good games. And this for me is an exceptionally, it's the best of these stealth strategy games that I've played. So anyway, I thought I'd just mention that, and also just talking a little bit about, you know, unfortunately they are sort of closing shop after this DLC drop, but you know, they're going to be, of course, still supporting the game, but they're just not going to be sort of ramping things up the way that they actually have before. So where are we up to? So Sithel saying that is sad. It is sad. Jenna saying, all right, if we don't get the marble run underway in 15, I'll have to request an absentee entry again. Yeah, okay, that's all right. I'll put you in. Guy Bellaby saying, I'm in the same boat. I'll have my dinner in about 10 minutes. That's all right. I'll just get it started now. That update should have come through. Hugh David saying, yes, I agree. It's very sad that Mimi is scaling back and won't be developing any new games. Again, for me, it's a bit of a watch this space, because these sorts of guys, when they do do this sort of stuff, it ends up once they've refreshed, they may come back. And hopefully, because they do such a good job of that one. Anyway, DLC is coming 2 days time. Yeah, it must be about 2 days time, I guess, for that one there. Marble Run should have now loaded in. Let's have a quick look and see. Yep, let's just stop that one from loading, and we'll get into it. So what I'm going to do is, first of all, I'm just going to go in and grab. We'll start with a Nightbot. And I will have to get you to opt into this one. So just log in. And giveaways. And we'll just go with the keyword that we'll actually have is going to just be king. Okay, so we'll just go with king as the keyword. So if you can just type in king in the chat, I'll just grab myself a quick drink of water, and we'll come back and then sort of start the actual run itself. I'll just get everything ready. Now we've got Genos, and it was Guy Bellaby, wasn't it? Oh, Genos is there. Okay, that's fine. I'll come back and just check if Guy has got in there. So again, we've got the King Arthur game, which has got the new free update, the big update. Both here. Okay, great. So you're both in there. That's good. Good stuff. I'll just give it a little bit more time. We'll get Marble Run set up and running. Marbles on stream. Anyway, I'm glad I did mean to talk about like before I left, because I've known about this for a few weeks and a couple of weeks, and I did mean to talk about Mimi Games shutting down, because that is sad news. Sad news. So we're just going to go to race, Grand Prix, do 3 maps. It's going to be typed. It's going to be bots. And I'll come back for that in just a second. Okay, so we're now ready to go. Let's. Is everyone finished? So Sharky Mouth is the last. Actually, Sorbacol is now the last. Boobicus, did you try to get in? I'm not seeing it there. Okay, it says Bubicus saying it doesn't show me as logged in when I watch the stream on my TV. So Bubicus, do you want to be in this one? I'll just I'll assume that you do want to have the have this one in through here. So I'll everyone else is in. So that's actually cool. That's all good. Yeah, there we go. Okay, Bubicus is now in and ready to go. So we've still got DS is in there as well. I won't put myself in this one, of course. Okay, there we go. That should do us, I think. So DS was the last one. Just do a copy. Genos is already in anyway, so we can delete that one. And find... Okay, that's done. So 32, just save that. Oh, Justin King is so 33. Okay, I've got 32 in there. So Justin, you're not in there, are you? No. Okay, so I'll add you in as well. Justin Green. All right. Doesn't matter about the spam. You only get in there once, so that's okay. Sorry, just picked work just picked up for a minute. There's no worries. Yeah, so I had to switch to a computer to make it work. Maybe it's a YouTube TV. I'm not sure actually. I tend to watch live things, but I never actually participate if I'm listening on the computer. So I'll just finish that. So we've got 33. We can just go back down and change this one to 33. All right, welcome. So not welcome. Good luck, everyone. It's going to be a quick GP. We're not going to know what the maps actually are, so there could be anything. And we're playing for the King Arthur game. So we'll start this one through here. Yep, everyone's actually in there. So good luck. We'll start the race. This first one is off the rails. This doesn't sound... Ooh, this looks dangerous. Away we go. So we've got everyone sort of coming back through. I think we've seen these sort of starts before. Who's the first one down? Bubicus is the first one in. So Bubicus and DS, Miguel, AS Russell coming back down through. DS is out in front. So the latecomer is actually in the map and ready to go. Bubicus coming in second. AS Russell on the far side. AS Russell coming in second. Going down through the loops. Lucia, Scythel. Now, is there any sort of dangerous areas here? Bubicus has now taken the lead there. What's going to happen here? No one's dropped off yet. Bubicus straight down into here. Through the cannon. Just watch the others coming back through. Straight through. Oh, nearly fell off. Nearly fell off. But okay. This could be a bit dangerous, actually, seeing what's going on here. Oh, bounce back. You don't want to hit those. Oh, Hugh David is straight through with Dave Flute as well. This is cool. And Hugh David has won the first of the races with Dave Flute coming through. Bubicus is back in as well. Marco coming in next. Scythel coming in after that one. Actually, where's Serenity gone? Serenity's dropped back. We've got Lucia coming in now. Roger. Yeah, here comes Serenity. Gary Oak, Mad Raven Desk. The game is starting to catch up. I think everyone will get through, maybe. Let's see what actually happens up through here. No, I think a lot of you guys are going to end up being destroyed before you can get down there. You do want to finish if you can. It was very hard to win. Antonio looks like he's going to struggle. Here it comes. Here it comes. Sharky Mouth. That's what you get for spamming. Reed is gone. Antonio, will Sharky Mouth make it through before the game gets him? Yes, he will. All right, that was cool. That was cool. So we'll just look at the final results in through here. So most people did finish. Actually, a fair few didn't finish. Must have fallen off. So I didn't watch them. I didn't see them falling off. I think we were focusing on the winners at that point in time. So Bubo, the Room on DVD, A.S. Russell, Janos, CB, Steve, Dumison, Reed, and Antonio all didn't make it. Sharky Mouth just made it in 24th place. So sort of made it into that one in through there. So let's just go to the next map. This is a speed run. So we'll see how this one goes. So again, good luck. See how this one actually does work. Start the race. So we're going to be going around the loop. Then we have that's nothing over there. This could be interesting. Who's going to be the first one down? Lucia is the one out in front. I think it's the lowest one down as well. So I think Lucia is going to be the first one through. Yep, Lucia's first out. A long way out in front of the others, actually. Actually, Gary and Reed are coming through now. A.S. Russell, Marcos. We've got a few of the ones, Serenity. A few that didn't actually make it well the time before. Now, will these boosters do much? Will they push them off? No, that's nothing too much at this stage. I thought they were boosters, but I don't think they actually are. These, I don't know if they explode up. Nope, they're just lumps. They just get in the way. Is anyone going to make it straight through? If you can make it straight through the middle there. Yet Lucy's still miles out in front. Oh, Gary's actually now taken the lead. A.S. Russell coming through. There is actually a spare ball there, which is nobody's. That's sort of in around where Lucia is. Actually, oh, Gary's straight through here with Lucia. Wow. Just in front. I don't think anyone's going to fall off this one. So Gary's going to win this one. Lucia's going to come second. Lucia's second ball, which is nothing, is going to come in third. Actually, you may not get everything you want from this. Gary is straight through and has won the game. Lucia, who's next? Hugh David, Lucia, Legit Spoon, Steve Rudolph. We've got Rogue, Sithel, The Room on DVD, Genos, Dave Flute coming back through. No one's fallen off. Everyone's going to make it. So we're getting lots of, just got a few more to then make their way in. Well, it was a bit boring with no one actually getting eliminated. So Antonio's the last one in there. So Gary Oak is the winner of that particular run through there. So Sharky Mouse saying the moral is don't cheat, kids. Yes, from being killed off in the last run. All right, we'll see the final results there. I wish it showed you how you are going overall. It's weird. I've got to figure out how the actual numbers do work with this one. Anyway, so Gary sort of finished. I think everyone finished on this one. Yeah, 33rd, and Antonio back down through there as well. So a few of the ones that had fallen off last time have actually now come through in the top 10. So that was all good. Go to the last map. This is Buckshot. This one does sound scary. We'll see what happens here. I think there'll be a few people losing their marbles as they sort of miss. Yeah, this is an interesting one actually. The back end of this is very, very cool. But I think you can miss this one. I think we will have a few that will drop off. So Bubo and DS, Legit Spoon and Reed are the first ones through. But the interesting thing is actually how it then tries to get the scoring at the back end. The scoring is how close you are to the bullseye. So you sort of end up sticking to that one. So when you come through, you then get launched at the at where it actually all is. So coming first is not really anything that matters much. It's all about this accuracy at the back end. So Bubo and DS straight through. Whoa, that was good. So getting some good finishes in through there. Look at Voodoo Dog. Yeah, there's a launching through. Okay, a fair few actually hit the middle there. There we go. Rogue. Rogue is the closest into the middle there. So so we'll see the final results there as well. Okay, Rogue, Legit Spoon, Sharky Mouth this time, Gratian, Steve Rudolph, Sorbical, Gary Oak again. Actually, I always like to do this to have a look and think, okay, who am I going to put my money on? I'm going to put my money on Gary winning the actual key. Now, of course, you need to send me an email at the end of this. So after we do this, I'll just put my email into the chat so you can then send it through to me. All right, let's finish the Grand Prix and see who the actual winners are. So just go and click. So Hugh David come in third. Oh, Gary was second. So I was wrong there. I wonder who the first one will be. It's Rogue 77 has won the actual has won the competition. So congratulations. That's awesome. You've won the Grand Prix. Congratulations. But that was a good finish there. Can't win a race, but I'm a good shot, says Rogue. Yes. Because you were not even close to the front for those hitting that particular target. Anyway, you got right in the very middle there. So I will actually just go across and place my... so if you can just send me an email at daz@daztactic.com, I can then send out the key to you. So... yeah, but congratulations and well done. That was good stuff. There's the rundown. So it's got the the three winners ended up being 1, 2, and 3 in the top there. They all had individual wins, but there is a point system as well, and I don't know how we find that one out. But there is actually it is based on points. The points are wrong here. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there, guys. So thanks for watching and. We'll be back next week, so we'll probably. I don't know which games we're going to look at next week. I know that there's still a lot more coming through in this current week. Yeah, congratulations again to Rogue 77. I'll see you next week, if not before. Oh yeah, by the way, I am going to be doing a lot more Gladius this week on Twitch, my Twitch channel, so you can come and sort of watch that. And I will be sort of recording more videos this week as well. I'll see you next week.